Hey everybody, I just made a video and it's all about how to become psychic overnight. Tips that are going to help you. I swear to God, this will work. Okay, I talk a little bit about claircognizance. I introduce it, but I don't actually go into detail on it in the video. I just realized that. So I figure I'll make another video and I'll tell you guys more about claircognizance. Okay, so claircognizance is when you have an inspiration and a knowing. And where does that come from exactly? How do you just simply have a psychic knowing? So we're talking about, how am I making this up? Am I a liar? So how do you have claircognizance? How do you have a clear knowing of something? How can you go with that and not consider yourself making this up? Claircognizance is complex, right? Because it's this receiving of a knowing, and it's a trust in that knowing and then expressing it without fear that you are making this up. All right, so for people who are sensitive, the more sensitive you are, you're going to be a lot more tuned into claircognizance because you're going to have intuition, you're going to have a hunch, you're going to have a feeling about things. I receive energy downloads. Energy downloads will just, my mind will just completely shut off and I have to wait. I have no flippin' clue what they're telling me when I have an energy download. I just am receiving an experience and everything just has to stop. And now it's coming in. Now, if I wait, suddenly I'll have a knowing of what that was about. How the heck did I get that knowing? Where did that come from? Was I just making that up? No, I wasn't just making that up. Because the knowing is something, it starts with trust, it starts with intuition, it starts with a hunch, a feeling about. The more that you practice psychic ability, the more tuned in and aware you're going to become. So you're going to be able to tell the difference between your mind making it up and your actual psychic senses. But you have to start somewhere. You have to start somewhere. You have to go with the best that you know, the best that comes to you. Don't alter or fabricate the information because you don't have to. You can just simply say, okay, I'm sensing something. I'm receiving an energy download. I have no idea what they're saying. That's the truth, because I don't know what they're saying. Then I wait. It's like, okay, I'm feeling this. The next thing I know, I'm just talking. I'm just letting it all out. All this information just rumbling out of me. And I can tell at this level the difference between when I'm speaking as Abbey and when I'm speaking with my higher self, okay? Because I have confidence when I'm with my higher self. It just comes out. It just all flows out without hesitation. It just comes out. Like right now, I'm really tuned into my higher self, so it's just coming out of me. I also have a lot of memories, a lot of practice, a lot of stuff to go off of, so I can talk about these topics. But if I'm just myself, I'm bumbly, I'm nervous, I'm shy, about saying the right thing or saying it right. I'll say and like a lot. But when I'm really tuned into my higher self, it just comes out. It expresses itself. Where is this coming from? There's some times that I'll receive a message and it will be things that I never knew of before. About the human race, about human ascension, about alien beings, about alien involvement. This complex stuff that everybody wants to have these types of psychic experiences. So you have to continue to develop. And I'm working with a lot of emotion here. I question literally everything. I don't believe everything they tell me. But I do know what they're saying. They're saying this. And I say, okay, well, that's great and all, but this. And either they'll say nothing after that, and I'll have to ponder it, decide what I'm ready for, what I'm holding back from, and I have to go into my own time with myself. Or they'll give me more insight. And then I just receive that and decide what I want to make of that. So I'm always questioning things. You have a right to question things and ask for more information, which is going to come to you in this inspiration. It's going to come like a feeling. Now, if you really want to work on this, be a child. You have to start by being an inner child, a creative inner child full of invisible friends. Because inner childs and little kids know what their invisible friends are saying. And their invisible friends are really saying those things. And they really are talking to their guides when they're seemingly talking to themselves. They really are. And they have a knowing inside of their heart what that conversation is about. They even know when their guides are there, and that's when they just simply start talking to invisible people. That's claircognizance. They just have a knowing. So I'm just going to pause for a moment here. So when you choose to be your childlike self, you can have a make-believe friend, a fantasy friend, all right? Your fantasy friend can look like a bear. It could look like a person that you know or that you're just making up. It could be a princess. It could be a knight. It could be a gnome or a fairy, whatever you want. And just choose to have a feeling about it. If you can't see it, just feel it. Okay, I feel like my fairy is before me. And I'm choosing to tune into this fairy. What is your fairy saying to you? What is your gnome saying to you? What is the princess saying? You have to start somewhere, so put words into their mouth to get this ball rolling. All right, my gnome is saying hi. Hi, gnome. If you could tell me anything, gnome, what would you tell me? I would tell you that you're afraid of your parents. Wow, I wasn't expecting that. You see the kind of deep, random things that come out of you when you start talking to your invisible gnome friend? Claircognizance. That's a true inspiration. That is a true knowing. That didn't come from thought. It didn't come from thinking about it. It just appeared inside yourself. It just suddenly just appeared there. By playing pretend, you're gaining access to your truth inside yourself. The more that you do this, the more you'll tell the difference between ego and the mind and your heart and soul. You got to practice this stuff. Does this help you guys understand more about claircognizance? Does it help you to feel more okay? Knowing that you have an ego and a mind, and how to override ego and mind is to have some fantasy world experiences, an invisible friend, work with your inner child, put some words into their mouth in order to answer a question that comes from deep down inside yourself. This stuff starts to appear. You have to start somewhere. The first dominoes may feel very humanistic, but once you get those dominoes going, it's going to start to reach you from your heart and your soul, and true wisdom is going to start coming out. The more you do this, the more you're going to become sensitive to downloads. You're going to even know when you're getting a download. You're going to know more about the moon cycles. You're going to know about what's going on with the collective, because you're going to feel vulnerabilities at certain different times, and the collectives is purging stuff out. You're going to be vulnerable to that. You're going to start to become a part of a bigger picture. And it all started with the first domino. Put some words into your gnome's mouth in order to get the ball rolling. And now continue to work on getting deeper into your heart and finding out what's there. And this gnome is a real guide. You are inspired to come up with this gnome for a reason. It's not just a fake gnome. Everything is real. Everything is real. Even if you pull it out of thin air, there's a truth to it. Okay? But the more tuned into your heart that you are with that truth, the more concentrated the message, the more meaningful and impactful the message is going to be. Because anybody can say anything. Is that the ego and the mind, or is that coming from the heart? You have to keep going deeper and deeper and deeper. Sometimes you got to start somewhere to get the ball rolling. But it will get you deeper into your heart in a more concentrated message of truth and wisdom and enlightenment. Not just making things up, but a real place of truth. And ask questions. And expect an answer. And then if nothing comes, now your gnome is standing there. Gnome, I really want to answer this question. Okay, what's the first thing that comes to me? I just see myself really pissed off because I just want to know what they're saying and I can't hear what they're saying. Okay, now I feel like I need to let go of that energy of frustration. Because once I let go of the frustration, I'll actually be able to start hearing. Now I'm starting to understand that I need to work on myself. I need to start healing myself. And now I'm realizing that I was listening to the message all along, because now I became aware of the loud noise of frustration that's going on inside myself that's blocking me from my higher self. And I just pulled that out of thin air. You see how this happens right under your nose? Didn't even know that was going to happen. Claircognizance. Okay, so this should get you in a new relationship with this psychic gift. Thank you all for watching. If any of you are interested in exploring a psychic session with me, please visit me at my website at abbeynormalswisdomquest.com. I'm doing live webinars on Patreon. If you're interested in participating, please visit my description. There'll be a link for you to find your way there. All right, have a great day, everybody.